On the edge of a forgotten village stood an old graveyard, shrouded in mist and shadow. The villagers avoided it, for they whispered of strange happenings and restless spirits. One chilly Halloween night, three friends, Liam, Sophie, and Max, decided to test their courage. They dared each other to spend an hour in the graveyard after dark. As the clock struck midnight, they crept past the broken iron gates and into the heart of the graveyard. The graveyard was silent, except for the distant hoot of an owl, tapping it with her hand, but it was no use. Their flashlights piercing through the thick fog. Stones jutted from the earth like jagged teeth, many of them worn and cracked, names long faded. The friends walked carefully, avoiding the crumbling stones, but their laughter quickly faded as the chill seeped through their bones. A strange sound cut through the silence, a soft whisper, just barely audible. Liam froze. Did you guys hear that? The friends strained to listen, their eyes wide. They could barely make out the faintest whisper. A voice floating on the wind. You shouldn't be here. Max laughed nervously. It's just the wind, right? But his face was pale, and his hands trembled. Then they saw it, a shadowy figure moving between the graves. It was tall and draped in a tattered black cloak that blended with the mist, making it hard to see. The figure moved slowly, but each step brought it closer to them. Run, Sophie whispered, but they were too terrified to move. The figure raised a skeletal hand, pointing right at them, its bony finger glowing eerily in the moonlight. The whisper grew louder, almost a chant now. Leave this place. In a rush of courage, Liam grabbed Sophie and Max, and they stumbled back toward the gate. But the ground shifted beneath them, as if the earth itself wanted to hold them back. They could feel cold hands brushing against their ankles, as though the graves were coming alive. Just as they reached the gate, a thunderous crash echoed behind them. They turned, and there, standing in front of a crumbling tombstone, was the ghostly figure, its hollow eyes staring into their souls. With one last chilling whisper, it faded back into the fog. The friends ran until they were safe in the village, hearts racing. From that night on, they never dared to return to the old graveyard.